You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Ken. I'm here with the crew in the studio. Unfortunately, minus Matt once again.
Yes, Matt is not here.
My pile driver was a little more forceful than I had anticipated, and he's out for 2 weeks straight.
I think you fractured his C4.
Wow.
I don't even know how that...
Yeah, we went from 2 live crew to 2 incapacitated crew.
Well, we did look into getting a real doll to replace him, but we checked the company coffers, and we don't quite have that budget. But we have some good replacements.
Yes, yeah, we do. We're super excited. In the studio with us today is
I don't know,
Earl.
what kind of doll are we talking about? I thought we were getting a Boston Dynamics robot.
Oh, yeah, just to hop around. Our friend Earl is here with us. Earl Baum, how are you?
Yes,
Hello. All right.
It would be worth pissing away the entirety of Triviality to get a Matt like
An
real
actual
doll.
robot?
Electronic.
No, a real doll.
Oh, a real doll.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
What does Matt put out is the question.
the real doll.
The real doll does. Okay, yeah, that's true. Earl, how are you after this conversation?
Just fine. I'm still here.
I'm sorry.
The
Earl.
real dolls don't have AI in them, right?
No.
Okay, that's good. Because if you jam AI into a real
I
doll,
don't
that's
wanna
basically a
stop
slave.
saying jam and real doll in the same sentence.
What have you been up to lately?
Just working at the high school and getting a musical up and running.
Anything else? How's it going? How's it? The set's looking cool.
So that's looking good. Yeah, just a lot of detail now.
Yeah,
So getting it down.
all the detail work. Well, thank you for being here.
I'm excited
filling in
as
for Matt.
always. Love seeing the musical every year.
And we knew we couldn't do an episode without a Matt, and we got perhaps arguably a better Matt. But we'll.
Do you know what it was like for me to look down at the call sheet today and see this name on the call sheet?
I know.
It was great.
got
What
excited.
What a surprise.
Well, you know him, you love him. We love having him here. Matt Takimoto, how are you, Matt?
I'm doing well, fellas. Thanks for having me back.
Of course, you're always welcome here. We were excited last time we saw you. You said you were going to be working on a game. What's new in your world? And we know you have some congratulations in order that we're excited to talk about.
Yeah, on the real life front, same old, still living in the Bay Area, teaching 5th grade in Oakland. Still co-host of the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. We are rapidly approaching episode 300, which we are very excited about. We love a milestone. So will we do anything special for it? Probably not, because we can't get our act together and do anything special, so we'll probably just do our usual shtick, but it's good shtick, so.
The shtick is special.
Congratulations. I hope it's, the first milestone 300 until you get to Bernie Mac's 3000 at some point.
Yeah, I think we will all look like Bernie Mac once we get to episode 3000.
I think the shtick, as long as it's in the hands of Gordon Bombay, you're in good hands.
That's
so.
right.
That's right.
True.
We're going to triple deke our way to victory.
Someone did the
who had,
math. I think he had 14 goals a game or something.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah. But no, thank you for being here, Matt. We always love having you. You're going to be hosting today's game, and we're excited to play it. We got to pick teams, though. So,
Yeah, I decided I would take Earl.
okay.
And our team name is going to be based on something that happened to me this weekend. On Saturday, I was traveling back home on the highway. I was taking an exit that goes down to one lane before opening back up to multiple lanes. In my rearview mirror, I see a white car with its headlights off, going 100 miles an hour straight for me.
Oh, my God.
And then I see in the background the police sirens. It's a hot pursuit, and I'm now involved. And the car is coming right up on me, I swear. And he's like that close to hitting me, but I'm in his way. There's nowhere to go. There's only one lane. He skids out, goes straight into the ditch.
Oh,
So I'm a hero.
Wow.
I'm a hero.
You are a hero, yeah.
So our team name is going to be High Speed Trivial Pursuit.
All right, High Speed Trivial Pursuit. I'll be here with Jeff. We thought we would honor one of the greatest sequels of all time, but with also some sort of pain element. But Jeff, you could take it.
yeah. I think we're going to be Speed 2, Bruise Control.
Very nice. I did almost die, guys. Just saying.
It's pretty crazy.
It was pretty close.
That is
But
real sketch.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to learn how the game is played.
Let's hear it.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream of the crop.
All right, we are ready to go. Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
No, you're a
All
host,
right.
so we were going to give it to you, but you already got it.
I was
Yeah,
just,
we're going
I'm
to
just
toss it,
jumping
but
right in.
he's too professional.
I have
already
no,
picked
I
it up
have
and he's
no,
running
I
with
have no boundaries here. Okay, let's get to it. For this game, every question is going to be thematically related to the number of question that it is, 1 through 20. Some of them will be more useful than others to gleaning the answer, so be on the lookout. Question 1 in the category of pop music. As the opening line of the song states, 1 is the loneliest number. Originally written and recorded by Harry Nilsson, name the American rock band whose cover of 1 went to number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1969. Incidentally, they have a number in their name, but it is not the number 1.
Yeah, we can lock in, right, Neil?
I thought he was going to ask this question, and I never remember the name of the band. I always used to think it was the Beatles, but I know it's not. But I'm glad you got it.
No?
No,
We don't like
no,
it?
music is not a good category for me.
All right, well, we'll just say ZZ Top.
I'd make another joke, but I don't know if that might make an appearance later in the episode. But I think this is just Three Dog Night, the band that gave us Joy to the World.
And Michael Vick's passed.
One team getting points even with the off-color joke. It is Three Dog Night. All right. Question 2 in politics. What is the term for a legislature that is divided into 2 assemblies, chambers, or houses? Legislatures using this model include British Parliament, the U.S. Congress, and 49 of the 50 U.S. states. Name this type of legislature, and for a bonus 5 points, name the only state in the U.S. that does not have this kind of legislature model.
We're locked in on both counts, Neil.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was thinking this was bicameral
I think that's right.
for that one.
Do we know which state does not have that?
I don't know that one.
I feel like I heard this recently, but I can't remember. Maybe Louisiana's kind of weird.
Well, if you think about it, each state's a little weird.
Yeah,
In their own ways,
in their
right?
own way.
that's right.
We're all a little weird in our own ways.
Yeah, let's say Louisiana.
All right.
Yeah, we agree on bicameral, and we believe the only unicameral state is Nebraska.
Well, both teams are getting some points. High Speed Trivial Pursuit grabbing 10 and Speed 2 Bruise Control grabbing the 15. It is a bicameral legislature, and Nebraska is the only one with a unicameral legislature. Very nicely pulled.
Now, is Willem Dafoe a unicameral?
Some say.
Some say.
Lars von Trier has said that before.
Right. Okay.
Question 3 in language. And we're going to keep this one simple. Each team's going to give me a 3-letter word. Your points for this question will be the number of points you would score if you played that word in Scrabble without any double or triple spaces. If the word's not playable in Scrabble, you get 0 points.
I don't play Scrabble, Jeff. I don't know the rules. So I'm going to have to lean on you on this one.
Oh, wait, we just have to do a 3-letter word?
3-letter word that
Just
gets us the most
Try to get
points.
some
Play a
good
3-letter word that's the most points you can get.
Okay.
Or as many points as you think you can get.
I think if you do 10 or more, you're in good shape, right? Is that kind of where we're
points.
at?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You know who's a big Scrabbler? Jennifer Lopez in The Wedding Planner.
Read his book. We have a word.
Neil, do you know
I don't know anything.
the values of Scrabble tiles?
I do not know anything at all. There's those memes that go around on Instagram stuff. There was like, I'm explaining to my friend the rules of this board game, and then it's like Leo DiCaprio going, what's going on here? I don't know, like from Shutter Island. So I have no idea. So,
I mean, Jet gets us over 10 at least. That's it's a safe bet. I think that's like 8, 9, 10, something like that.
I like it. I like Danny the dog.
I
so
wanted to
that's-
go with a Q word, but I'm so bad at spelling that I don't want to get no points for our team. So we're just going to lock in with a safe bet.
With a safe jet.
Yeah.
Jet.
All right, we're going to say zip.
All right. Both teams are getting some points. Speed 2 Bruise Control for their word of jet is receiving 10 points. J is worth 8, and E and T are worth 1 apiece. And I'm sorry, Ken, did you say zip?
Zip.
Thank you. Zip is going to get 14 points. The Z is worth 10, the I is worth 1, and P is worth 3. So very well done. The big point tiles, Z and Q are worth 10 each, and J and X are worth 8 each.
So what is the most points you can get from a 3-letter Scrabble word?
So allegedly, and this word kind of comes up on some lists that I can find and not on others, but the word Zax, Z-A-X, is theoretically an alternate spelling of sax and would get you 19.
Get out of here.
I know. And
Nobody calls it that.
And you can theoretically play ZZZ like if you were sleeping. Although since there's only one Z in the pile, you'd have to use both of the blank tiles and it would only be worth 10. So
Okay.
All right.
I feel like onomatopoeia shouldn't be allowed, but whatever.
You don't write the
I
Scrabble
don't
rules,
make
that's why.
I am not King Scrabble.
If proper nouns are out,
Mr. Scrabble?
A strongly worded letter to the Scrabble,
to Sir Scrabble
the chairman of the Scrabble.
board. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Question 4 in sports. Which Hall of Famer, who exclusively wore jersey number 4 during his 17-year professional career, gave this enduring quote in his July 4th, 1939 retirement speech? For the past 2 weeks, you have been reading about a bad break, yet today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Got it. We're locked in.
That's what I thought. Wonderful.
From the movie, for me at least.
Sure, this is Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig. Yep.
We also said Larpin Lou Gehrig.
And both teams are correct. It is
Larpin?
Lou Gehrig.
That's what his nickname was, I think.
The bad break was he had a disease that is now so prominent it's named after him, which that's a heck of a bad break.
Yep.
Unconfirmed.
I got it from the Pride of the Yankees for me. Sorry
There you
Matt.
go. Unconfirmed how much LARPing he actually did during his career.
Firebolt.
Yeah, it changed meanings quite a lot, I think, since the 1930s.
Right. All right. Question 5, category of food. The Take 5 candy bar was released by the Hershey Corporation in 2004. The Take 5 is named Take 5 because it has 5 ingredients. For 3 points apiece, name those 5 ingredients.
We're going to go ahead and lock in here.
Okay. All right. So, what did you write down so far?
So I know it's chocolate covered. I know famously it has pretzel in it. That's one of the 5.
Okay.
I feel like it has peanuts
That's a good guess.
or peanut butter potentially.
Chocolate, pretzel, peanut, or peanut butter. Some sort of peanut variety.
Yeah, there's some kind of nut.
There's
or
got to be
Solid or butter?
There's got to be a
Choose.
nougat in there. There's got to be, right?
It's got to be something that
What else
holds
you
it all
gonna put in
together,
there?
right? There's got to be like a nougat that holds it together.
And then how about maybe like a cream of some sort?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is it peanut butter potentially?
Yeah.
It's weird. I've eaten these.
So you're saying peanuts and peanut butter?
That's wild. Is that too much?
No, not why. It's a take 5, right? You got to take 5 to breathe after you eat it. So let's go.
Chocolate, pretzel, peanut butter, and nougat.
You guys are wild. We said chocolate, pretzel, nougat, peanut, and caramel.
Oh, caramel.
Okay, well, I think if I'm hearing that correctly, that's going to be 12 points for both teams. The 5 ingredients are chocolate, peanut butter, and peanuts. It does double up. Caramel and pretzels.
No nougat.
No nougats to be found.
So 12 points for each team.
I am
I
shocked
think so.
that it
Is
has
that right?
peanut butter and peanuts. That's crazy.
I'm trusting you, Matt. I trust you with my life. So if that is the points we're getting here, here's what the scores are after 5. We got a high-speed Trivial Pursuit with 46, Speed 2 Bruise Control with 57.
All right.
All the different varieties.
All right, I am here to create some weird scores on this game. No multiples of 10 or 5. All right, question 6, movies. Fittingly, The Sixth Sense was nominated for 6 Oscars, though it did not take home any awards. 2 of these nominations were for acting. Haley Joel Osment for his role as Cole Sear, and what actress for her portrayal of Cole's mother, Lynn?
We're locked in.
Oh, man. Who was it?
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
All right, well, Earl, I can't
I got
remember.
nothing else,
I
yeah.
can't remember the mom. Maybe we just say Sally Field.
All right.
Should have gone
After everything Robin Williams put her through in Mrs. Doubtfire.
You should have gone a little bit more down under for Toni Collette.
Oh.
One team getting points. It is Toni Collette. Very nicely done. On to question.
Should have won for Hereditary, but that's fine.
Also in About a Boy, reprising her role with Nicholas Hoult in Juror Number 2. Not the same role, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That would have been weird if those two movies were in the same cinematic
That
universe.
was the big twist of Juror Number 2. He's actually the kid from About a Boy lost his English accent, and his mom found him in Georgia.
Right. Question 7 in world government. For 2 points apiece, name the 7 countries affiliated with the G7 Economic Forum. It used to be called the G8 until Russia got kicked out for, invading other countries and other unsavory behavior.
All right, we're going to lock in on this one.
All right, Neil. So I know for sure it's the U.S., UK, France is in there. I know Germany's in there.
Deutschland, yes.
Canada, and then there's only
Canada.
There's only one woman in the G7, and she's the Prime Minister of Italy.
Right.
So I know Italy's in there. It's a very U.S., North America, European thing. Mexico's not in there, but you wrote Japan, and I quite like that as an answer.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not confident on it. I'm more confident on the lyrics to like a G6.
No, I know Russia's not in there, and I don't think China's in there either. So
Okay.
I think we're good with Japan.
All right.
All right, we said U.S., China, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, UK.
All right, so the 7 in the G7 are the USA, Canada, the UK, France, Germany, Japan, and Italy. So that's all 7 to Speed 2 Cruise Control and 6 for High Speed Trivial Pursuit. 2 points apiece, so 14 and 12.
Great. They're inching away from us.
Yeah.
It's very slow.
Couple
inch.
points at a time.
Yeah, when I look at the scores, it doesn't seem like it's that far away, but especially because they're not like even numbers, which is nice. So it seems like it's closer.
We'll get them.
It's probably still anybody's game, though. All right, question 8. In family symbols, legendary Italian sculptor Gian Lorenzo Bernini was the court artist for Pope Urban VIII of the wealthy Barberini family. What insect adorns not only the Barberini family crest, but numerous statues, fountains, tapestries, and building facades throughout Rome?
Yeah, we'll lock in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down bee initially, but I'm not too confident on that. I mean, we have beetle. You wrote down butterfly is a nice, pretty insect.
Colorful, I think monarch, right?
Yeah.
Butterfly, royalty. I mean,
I kind of like butterfly just for that reason, yeah.
the Pope back then was basically like the king of the Holy
Plus
Roman
he
Empire.
loved Crazy Town.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's go butterfly. I know we got a perfect score, but I don't think we're going to come up with a better guess.
All right, we said butterfly as well.
Okay, well, no points to either team. It was mentioned by Neal. It is bees.
Did you say beads or bees?
Bees.
Bees, yeah.
Beads.
Beads? Okay.
The old bear. He loved the honey.
Papa Bear.
I greatly love and appreciate that you picked up on that.
Acknowledgement.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That made me feel good.
If you ever visit Rome and look around as you're kind of walking around, you will just see like bees on top of doorways and in statues and stuff kind of all over the place because the Barberini family did a whole lot of putting their family crest on everything when they were the popes.
Neat.
You know who you won't see in Rome? Macaulay Culkin.
Because he's allergic to bees.
His character is allergic to bees.
Very good.
I was like, because they replaced him in a Home Alone movie. They went to Rome. I'm like, no, that didn't happen.
He needs his glasses.
Question 9 in literature. What is the name, in the language of Mordor, please, for the 9 men consumed by their rings of power and controlled as servants by Sauron and the One Ring?
I was gonna make a joke, but it's not worth it.
Ready, Ken? You ready to lock in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that is the Nazgul.
And above the U, did you put the accent?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we said Nazgul.
Both teams getting points. It is the Nazgul. Had to throw a Lord of the Rings question in just for Neal.
Oh, thank you. Are they related to the sinister character known as Bagul?
Not related to Sinister. Sinister's famous demon, Bagul.
Bagul.
All right, question 10, final question of the first round in geography. Of Canada's 10 provinces, which is the least populous, but the most densely populated, with its roughly 175,000 residents living on 5,660 square kilometers of land?
We're locked in.
Mr. Raz Al Ghul. So I had to get that out.
You could
Bill's got some
not.
compulsions.
He's like busting at the seams over there for Matt to finish reading the question.
Do you think this could be? You guys are in?
We're locked in.
Could this be Quebec? Maybe
Quebec? I was thinking Ontario, but
most densely populated but least populated.
Correct. Correct.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Quebec
Quebec, I
would be
think.
a little more. Yeah, I got you. Let's go with that.
We believe that this is a small island named for something that Ken has. This is Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, it's not Prince Albert Island. It is Prince Edward Islands. Yeah, very, very small, but a bunch of people.
PEI, if you will, to our Canadian listeners out there. Cheers.
Good muscles from PEI.
After the first round, it looks like High Speed Trivial Pursuit is going to be at 68 points, and Speed 2 Bruise Control 101.
Got some making up to do here.
We're gonna high speed pursue them.
That's right.
Yeah, and if you'd like to pursue us outside of the show, you can go to
Please don't.
patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Just send us a message.
Send us a message,
Don't
say hello.
stalk.
But yeah, if you'd like to support the show, please go to Patreon. We have all of our main feed episodes ad-free for as little as $1 a month, and for as little as $5 a month, you can get all of our bonus episodes, which are 3 written and hosted by us, plus an Ask Me Anything style crop drop. We'd very much appreciate to see you over there and join wonderful patrons like Earl and Matt. So
Yeah,
You know what? You know what else? Maybe we should throw one of those crop drops on the main feed just to give them a taste.
yeah,
What do you
we
think to that?
should.
All right, we'll do that.
Maybe we'll do that next time. But yeah, patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Come say hello.
The closest you can get without stalking.
All right, let's jump on into the swing round. What do you have today?
Okay, for the swing round, as a heathen who doesn't go to church, but is well aware that biblical knowledge is necessary to be good in trivia, I have to get all of my biblical knowledge from other sources connected to trivia. So, for the swing round, every answer to these 10 non-Bible questions will either be the name of a book of a Bible or contain the name of a book of the Bible.
Cool.
Phil Collins. All right, sorry. I won't ruin it.
Here we go. Question 1. First name shared by actors Lawrence, Reese, and Modine. Question 2. 1977 Toni Morrison novel with a protagonist named Milkman. Question 3. Name of the comic book character who is the first to adopt the nickname Ironmonger. He is portrayed by Jeff Bridges in a 2008 film. First name only is sufficient. Question 4. Song written by Paul McCartney with multiple origin stories, one of which is that it was written to comfort John Lennon's son Julian following his parents' divorce. Question 5. First name of the lead singer of Vampire Weekend, or last name of the English singer whose biggest commercial hit was the 2013 song Budapest. Question 6. He is the Jellicle patriarch of T.S. Eliot's poem Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. In the 2019 cinematic masterpiece based on this poem, the character is played by Dame Judi Dench. Question 7. Thurgood Marshall, Lance Ito, and Judith Scheinlin, to name a few. Question 8. Marketing term coined by the Bozell Advertising Company to suggest that high-end Chrysler vehicles of the era had luxury upholstery. In fact, the upholstery was made in Newark, New Jersey, and not in Greece. Question 9. Team name shared by two different Big Four sports franchises located in the state of California. And question 10, British prog rock band whose Billboard Top 10 hits include In Too Deep, That's All, and Invisible Touch.
We have the questions. We'll be back with our answers after this break.
Whistle while you work.
From Disney on March 21st, the magical tale
Snow White. Snow White.
Snow White that started it all
I believe you're looking for me.
arrives in theaters.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Experience the Disney classic
Who's the fairest one of all?
like never before.
We haven't even been introduced yet.
Disney Snow White, only in theaters March 21st. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
This episode is brought to you by Peacock. The new Peacock original documentary, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy, dives deep into the beloved actor's rise to fame and his tragic death. 5 people, including Perry's personal assistant, 2 medical doctors, and an alleged Hollywood drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen, were charged with conspiracy to illegally provide Perry with the ketamine. Explore the details of the case in this heartbreaking special, streaming now only on Peacock.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
And we are back. We have some answers here. So let's get the questions one more time and see how we did.
All right. Question number 1. First name shared by actors Lawrence, Reese, and Modine.
We said Matthew.
Yeah, first book of the New Testament, we said Matthew.
Both teams getting points. It is Matthew. Question number 2. 1977 Toni Morrison novel with a protagonist named Milkman.
We thought maybe Exodus would be a good name for a book.
That's a great name. We went the other side, and we said Revelation.
Ooh. 2 good guesses, but neither of them correct. This is the horny book of the Bible. This is Song of Solomon.
Song of Solomon?
This is Song of Solomon.
Don't ask me why. I already knew that. It's fine. It's 3 pages. Just read it.
It's the horny book of the Bible. That's just what it is.
3 pages is hardly a book.
More of a pamphlet.
Just like
article.
A Jewish Sports Quarterly. All right. Question number 3. Name of the comic book character who was the first to adopt the nickname Ironmonger. He is portrayed by Jeff Bridges in a 2008 film. First name only is sufficient.
Neal was racking his brain. So you want to go first?
Yeah, we said Obadiah Stane. It's a bad impression, but that's what we said.
Yeah, we also said Obadiah.
Both teams getting points. It is Obadiah. Obadiah Stane is the full name. Very good. Question 4. Song written by Paul McCartney with multiple origin stories, one of which is that it was written to comfort John Lennon's son Julian following his parents' divorce.
We said Hey Jude.
We agree. Hey Jude.
Hey Jude. Allegedly, it was initially titled Hey Jules before it turned to Hey Jude. So, Hey Jude. Question number 5. First name of the lead singer of Vampire Weekend, or last name of the English singer whose biggest commercial hit was the 2013 song Budapest.
I think we were all trying to figure out who sang Budapest here, but nothing really came to us, so we're just hedging our bet and saying John.
Yeah, that's a good guess. Neal and I were kind of a coin flip between that and the one we went with, although we had ruled out like Mark and Job. So we said Luke.
All right, 2 good guesses, neither of them correct. The correct answer here is Ezra.
Oh, Ezra Klein?
Vampire Weekend's lead singer is Ezra Koenig, and George Ezra is the Budapest.
Right. Ezra Klein is a reporter, I think.
That's right.
All right, question 6. He's the Jellicle patriarch of T.S. Eliot's poem Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. In the 2019 cinematic masterpiece based on this poem, the character is played by Dame Judi Dench.
We were looking for a silly name for a bunch of silly cats, so we said Deuteronomy.
Yeah, we agree. Old Deuteronomy.
Both teams getting points. It is Old Deuteronomy. Very nicely done. Question 7. Thurgood Marshall, Lance Ito, and Judith Sheindlin, to name a few.
Those are judges.
We agree. Judges.
They are all judges. Correct answer is judges. Question 8. Marketing term coined by the Bozell Advertising Company to suggest that high-end Chrysler vehicles of the era had luxury upholstery. In fact, the upholstery was made in Newark, New Jersey, and not in Greece.
You're not feeling good about this one, but we said Spartan.
While we also weren't feeling good about this one, we had Lamentations.
Ooh, very nice guesses. Neither of them correct. You might know this as fine Corinthian leather. Question number 9. Team name shared by 2 different Big Four sports franchises located in the state of California.
We said Kings.
We agree.
It is the Los Angeles and the Sacramento Kings. And finally, British prog rock band whose Billboard Top 10 hits include In Too Deep, That's All, and Invisible Touch.
I was going to say the Bible would be more popular if it had a book of sharks. We said Genesis for this one.
Yeah, we agree. We said Genesis.
Yeah, I thought it would be ironical if I put the first book of the Bible last, so it is Genesis.
After the swing round, a lot of points being picked up here. It looks like High Speed Trivial Pursuit is getting up to 103, and Speed 2 Bruise Control at 136, so not that far off from the lead.
All right, on to round number 2. This is going to be question 11 in the category of television. The Stranger Things character 11 got her name by being Subject 11 at the Hawkins lab. But what is 11's birth first name? It's unclear if the Maroon 5 songs were about her or not.
Now, Earl, I have not really watched Stranger Things.
And I have, and it's been a very long time since it's been out.
You a big Maroon 5 fan?
No, can't say I am. It's that music thing.
Let's say her name is Ellie.
So, Jeff, when I was in college, about circa 2003, my roommate used to listen to this album all the time. Yeah, it's old. He used to listen to this album all the time.
You're old.
Oh, I am old. Yeah, that's true. He'd always have the album playing. I had my Kaboom box, my JVC Kaboom box that he would throw the CD in there. Burned on a was it not a DCR? I can't remember what the empty. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The empty discs
burned on a rewritable
disc.
CD.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, what are you old guys even talking about?
You're talking about a CDR, right?
Yeah, CDR. Thank you. That's what I was trying to. Yeah, CDR. He'd get the CDR from Walgreens and burned a bunch of stuff from LimeWire. But anyway, this album came from LimeWire, and I believe it's songs about Jane. So we're gonna go with Jane.
And points to Speed 2 Bruise Control. These songs were about Jane, and her birth first name is indeed Jane. Question 12. In music theory, the 12-tone scale that includes all 12 half steps from one note to its next high or low octave has what more frequently used name? This word comes from the Greek for color.
Yep, we're locked in.
Yep. We know that this would be the chromatic scale.
We agree. We said chromatic.
And both teams are correct. It is the chromatic scale. Question 13. In actresses, what 3-named actress was the breakout star of 2003's 13, earning a Golden Globe nomination for her performance as Tracy Freeland? Her subsequent movie and TV projects include Across the Universe, The Wrestler, True Blood, and Westworld.
We're locked in.
Is that the name?
There's a lot of 3-named actresses.
Evan Rachel Wood.
There's a lot.
Sure. Are those in the correct order?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Evan Rachel Wood.
Rachel Evan Wood, you mean?
Rachel Evan Wood.
Evan Rachel Wood. Yeah, you're right.
Rachel Everwood.
Don't mess with me.
You sure like that answer? You sure about that?
He's just doing what I did for one of his swing round answers. That's fine. I deserve it.
Yeah, correct answer is Woody Rachel Evans. No, it is.
That sounds like a SEC coach from like 1967.
Woody Rachel Evans. Oh, absolutely.
There's a snake.
Woody Evans. Yeah.
There's a
Woody
snake
Evans
in my boots.
Led Texas A&M to a disputed national title in the 30s or something.
Somebody poisoned the water hole.
All right. On to question 14. In international diplomacy, What U.S. president is known for creating and delivering the 14 points speech? These 14 points were subsequently used to negotiate the Treaty of Versailles.
We're locked in.
So Treaty of Versailles, that was at the end of World War One.
So that would be Wilson?
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We said this is Woody. Woodrow Wilson.
Not the football coach.
And very well sussed out. Yes, the Treaty of Versailles did end World War I, and it is Woodrow Wilson with his 14 points.
Although, more likely, probably his wife. So
more likely, probably his wife, because she was basically serving as president at the time, just not telling anybody about it.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Sneaky.
I don't know if I'm cool with this other people just pretending to be president thing.
Yeah, it's, you probably shouldn't do that.
Slippery slope.
Question 15, quotes. The phrase 15 minutes of fame is commonly misattributed to what artist? In actuality, a Swedish art gallery owner may have inserted the phrase into a group of actual quotes from this artist for a 1965 gallery program.
Yeah, I agree.
We're locked in.
Earl,
I'm thinking it's Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol?
I think he's the one that came up or was attributed to that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we think it's Andy Warhol as well.
And both teams are correct. It is Andy Warhol. I wrote this question and then realized the first time I ever hosted a game of Triviality, I also wrote an Andy Warhol question. So that might become a bit where I'm just writing an Andy Warhol question to do every game I write.
It's fine with us.
Who knows?
Next time you can write a question about my favorite artist,
the Dandy Warhols.
and Andy Peace Room.
After that joke, looks like
pretty bad.
High-speed Trivial Pursuit picking up 4 correct questions, bringing their total to 143. Bruise Control picking up 5 correct questions, bringing their total to 186.
Can't catch these guys.
All right. Question 16 in video games. What franchise released its 16th main installment in 2023 for the PS5 and PC? Characters in this franchise vary from game to game, but chocobos are still the preferred form of transportation.
Let's be real clear that the last time there was a question about this franchise, I botched
You blew
it hard.
it. You blew it.
That's not going to happen this time.
Is there any autoerotic chocobos in this?
No, I don't believe so. But there is going to be a Magic the Gathering crossover, and the set symbol is the chocobo later this year.
Is that allowed? 2 different properties, right? I guess they just have to strike a deal.
They have their license
little
agreements.
backroom deal.
Must have been quite expensive because it's already pricing me out of buying them. But we think this is Final Fantasy.
Indeed, Final Fantasy.
It is indeed Final Fantasy, and I haven't actually played Final Fantasy 16 yet.
Matt,
Pretty good.
As the host here, I know that at the end of every game that you play a Final Fantasy, it asks you, the player, with text on the screen, what is your Final Fantasy? So what is your Final Fantasy before you leave this mortal coil?
Yeah, Ludacris wants to know.
My Final This is a really deep philosophical question in the middle of a trivia game I was not expecting. My Final Fantasy before leaving this plane of existence is just for everybody to have a good time.
There you go.
That's all it is. I just want both teams to have fun, as they say.
Yeah.
All right. On to question 17. Category is writers. Which American writer had her short story "And Summer Will Not Come Again" published in the August 1950 issue of 17 magazine? 13 years before her death by suicide, and 32 years before she posthumously received the Pulitzer Prize for poetry.
Okay, I think we're good.
All right. Any ideas here, Earl?
Not really.
Sylvia Plath you wrote?
Maybe, yeah, but that's
that.
a guess.
I like that, though.
All right.
I think that's a great guess.
Yeah.
This is the famous nose that Nicole Kidman wore, right?
In the Hours?
In the Hours?
I don't believe
Wasn't
so.
she Sylvia Plath, or am I thinking of a different character?
She might have been. I
She was.
haven't seen the Hours,
Okay.
but
because she walked into the ocean at the end, right? Is that what he's referencing? I think
no,
or maybe I'm thinking of a different
Sylvia
movie.
Plath died by putting her head in an oven. So
Okay, definitely thinking of a different poet, but I think it's Nicole Kidman. Maybe
she it was suffocation from the.
But we're going to say Sylvia Plath as well. Long story short.
Both teams are getting points. It is Sylvia Plath. You're thinking of Virginia Woolf, who had
Thank
the
you,
nose
Virginia
in the
Woolf.
Hours.
Yeah.
But yes, this was Sylvia Plath. It's always amazing to me that like 17 magazine had these like nice short stories and poetry and all this stuff back in the day. And, now it's changed demographics, let's say.
And by incredibly gifted writers.
Right.
Playboy did too. I mean, a lot of great writers that
genuinely used to be about the articles.
Were all read over, basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was about the articles that came off.
True. Very true.
Question 18, science. After nitrogen and oxygen, what noble gas is the third most abundant element in Earth's atmosphere?
I don't think we're looking at NOS here, Jeff.
Noble gas. So you're looking at helium or...
It is question 18, though.
Oh.
So we might want to go down the row a little bit to maybe neon.
Neon or argon?
Argon.
Argon.
It's argon.
It's argon. All right.
Well done, boys. We agree. We said argon.
Absolutely. This is element number 18, argon. Third most abundant is like, it's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Nitrogen and oxygen are like 98% of the atmosphere, and argon is like 1%. But it is still the third most abundant, more than carbon dioxide. So there you go.
Where would we be without you, argon?
Right.
I'm glad you're here, argon. Hopefully some people got that. Anyway.
All right, question 19, category children's literature.
God, you still got my teddy bear, argon.
Leave the car running.
This isn't Christmas music, argon.
Question 19, children's literature. Miss Zarves teaches on the 19th story. There is no 19th story. There is no Miss Zarves. Name either the school at which Miss Zarves does not teach, or name the author who wrote the series of children's books in which Miss Zarves does not appear.
This is like vaguely ringing a bell, but I will never get to it. I just kind of know what he's getting at. But
all right, we're gonna go ahead and lock in on this one.
Yeah, it's like tickling me a little bit, but I just can't get anything from it. Like most of high school. So we're gonna say it's either, I don't know, Captain Underpants, Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. I don't know, but
it's better than anything I got.
Okay, we'll say Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. We have no idea.
We also said Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children.
Okay, well, neither team getting points. This is, you might know him better as the author of Holes. This is Louis Sasher. And the series is the Wayside School books.
Oh, okay.
Sideways stories from Wayside School. Some of my favorites as a kid, and I have a good set of them in my classroom. And they
Jeff,
bring
you
me
ever
much
dug
joy.
a hole?
A time or two.
Okay. I'm curious. That's a good question. Kind of like if you ever think about the Roman Empire, but have you ever dug a hole?
I've dug a hole.
I don't think I've dug. Well, maybe I have.
I used to never think about the Roman Empire. I think about it a lot more lately.
Earl's dug many holes. I know
dug
that.
many holes. I can't tell you what I put in them.
Okay. You're an Eagle Scout, though, so
that's true.
You have an honor system. Yeah.
So you don't think you've ever dug a hole?
How big of a hole are we talking?
Doesn't have to be huge.
It has to be bigger than like putting a plant in the ground, right?
Yeah, you have to use an actual shovel, not
Whoa,
not
whoa,
like
whoa, whoa! Are you saying the post hole digger that I've used doesn't count as making holes?
Just for a post?
I mean, I put quite a few posts in.
Have you dug a hole with a shovel?
Of course I have.
Post hole digger has hole in the name.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever dug a hole with a shovel.
I think the idea is that
What about
there's
a spade?
holes and then there's
No
like
spade.
holes.
It's gotta be a full
There's a
size
difference
holes and
between
holes.
the two. you know?
Yeah.
Like one is just you put a plant in. The other one's like you're digging a hole.
I think it's got to be big enough
For a
that
body.
you could put a bowling ball in it.
That's it. Can we do a Patreon bonus where I just want to see if we can collectively, without getting too tired, dig a hole that a body could fit in? Just to see how long it would take.
At a certain level on the Patreon, we'll find a spot where we could dig a hole.
So that's the things that really depends on your soil type. Like if we're talking about Texas where it's mostly gravel, it's not going to happen. But here, got that nice loamy soil. We'll dig it up.
Did you just say what?
Nice loamy soil.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Let's get the final question.
There's
please.
the episode title. Nice loamy soil.
Nice loamy soil.
I really want to do Larpin Lou just so I can Photoshop Lou Gehrig LARPing.
That's fine. We can do that.
That's good too.
or it could be like the Miss Peregrine's. It's like a full book. It's Larpin Lou and the loamy soil.
It's
All
too
right.
much for me to remember.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the last question. The final question of the regular round, question 20 in games. The triple 20 is the highest value space on what game's board? This space is a particularly hot commodity in the competitively played 501 variant.
We agree. We're also good. And we're going to say darts.
Darts.
It is absolutely darts. Triple 20's most points on the board, and if you're trying to get down to zero fast, that's where you go.
Blew my mind as a kid. I always thought you wanted a bullseye because that seems like the most impressive. I know. Young, stupid me.
Why would they make it that way, though? They should make the bullseye the best.
Are we the idiots then? I don't think so.
The design is flawed. You're correct.
After the second round, both teams picking up 4 correct answers, bringing totals to High Speed Trivial Pursuit at 183 and Speed 2 Bruise Control 226. So, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, we're going to think about digging a hole. So come over to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast to see if we... How
you want us to dig a... If you want to see us dig a hole...
I thought our old challenges were stupid. By the way, shout out to Baguette Jousting for any new patrons. Go dig that one out. Or
Baguette Jousting's a classic.
I would just
spend like 8 hours editing it. It's great.
I would just like
shout out to Corn Hines.
Corn Hines, yeah. I want it to be very hot and sweaty, and just see collectively. We each take turns. How like a Goodfellas style. Like, can we find someone in the trunk, dump them in the hole? I'll get in the hole. I don't care.
You're digging your own hole.
We're digging a hole for one of us, and the
I think on like a nice 70-degree day, the 4 of us are capable of digging a hole.
For sure.
I think you've got to go further. I think it's got to be
spine broken, but
you've got to dig a hole big enough for the 4 of you to sit in and record an episode of Triviality from the hole.
I'd do that.
Alice in Chains style.
Yeah, I'd have to wear a tarp around me, but I would do it. All right, so what are the categories for the final round, Matt?
Okay, the final round categories are going to be some bigger numbers. So we have 26.2, that's a sports question, 500 in pop music and language, 1,000 in political catchphrases, 13,981 in authors, and 1 million in pop culture.
See, here I was listening to the categories, and then I was like, it don't matter. We got to go for it, right?
I think so.
I'm feeling pretty good about the way we've been playing, Neal. And I think we, too, should go for it.
All the wagers are in. Let's get the questions.
Okay, here we go. 26.2 in sports. Bobby Gibb is the first woman to finish which renowned road race, doing so first in 1966 as an unregistered runner. She ran again the following year and finished an hour ahead of Catherine Switzer, who is the first woman to finish the race as a registered runner. Question number 2. 500, pop music and language. There are many things that the Proclaimers want to do with you in their 1988 hit, I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles, including waking up, getting drunk, working hard, and growing old. But one action mentioned by the Proclaimers was relatively unfamiliar to American listeners because it's a Scottish term meaning to babble or talk nonsense. Name this 5-letter verb or its inged equivalent. Question 3, 1,000 in political catchphrases. What 4-word phrase became a catchphrase of President George H.W. Bush, who first used it in his 1988 presidential nomination acceptance speech when referring to America's clubs and charity organizations as a brilliant diversity spread like stars? He used the phrase again in his inaugural address, and Dana Carvey's SNL impression of the president made use of the phrase.
I was like, I hope he asks this question because it was in my head, and you did, and it's just like the craziest happenstance ever. Anyway.
Question number 4, 13,981 in authors. With 13,981 performances, Phantom of the Opera holds the record for the longest-running Broadway show in history. The musical is based on the 1909 novel by what author? If you aren't sure of this author's first and last name, combine a 90s Disney villain with the English electropop act behind the song Bulletproof, and you'll get close enough for credit. Because I gave hints about both, I will need a first and last name. And finally, 1 million in pop culture. What name, first and last, is shared by the first person to capture the top prize on the American version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and a film director who is considered a master of his genre, though his only Academy Award came for the 1970 live-action short film, The Resurrection of Bronco Billy.
Okay, we're going to go over these questions and be back with our answers soon.
Business taxes. Was stressing about all the time and all the money you spent on your taxes.
This is my bill?
Now Business Taxes is a TurboTax small business expert who does your taxes for you and offers year-round advice at no additional cost, so you can keep more money in your business. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on turbotax.com/business. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses.
I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can make me feel like a spectator in my own life.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine preventive treatment.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
And we're back, and it's not looking good. But let's go ahead and get these questions, which are great questions, one more time, and we'll see how we did.
All right, question 1, 26.2 in sports. Bobby Gibb is the first woman to finish which renowned road race, doing so first in 1966 as an unregistered runner. She ran again the following year and finished an hour ahead of Catherine Switzer, who is the first woman to finish the race as a registered runner.
We believe for 30 points that this was the Boston Marathon.
We agree. We said this was the Boston Marathon.
And you're both correct. It is the Boston Marathon. The first official Boston Women's Marathon took place in 1972. And in 1996, Bobby Gibb was retroactively named the winner of the 1966, 67, and 68 Women's Boston Marathons. I thought that was cool that they gave her her flowers after the fact.
Absolutely.
All right. Question 2, 500 in pop music and language. There are many things that the Proclaimers want to do with you in their 1988 hit I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles, including waking up, getting drunk, working hard, and growing old. But one action mentioned by the Proclaimers was relatively unfamiliar to American listeners because it's a Scottish term meaning to babble or talk nonsense. Name this 5-letter verb or its inged equivalent.
I thought this one was going to come to me, but it just did not. So we had to tap.
When I haver, or I'm havering to you.
And that is correct. It is haver or havering. And frankly, I sang that song for years, not actually knowing what that word meant.
Yep, I looked it up after several years of curiosity. It wasn't the first time I thought, I wonder what that word is. I looked it up. It took a while.
Yep. All right, question 3, 1,000 political catchphrases. What forward phrase became a catchphrase of President George H.W. Bush, who first used it in his 1988 presidential nomination acceptance speech when referring to America's clubs and charity organizations as a brilliant diversity spread like stars? He used the phrase again in his inaugural address, and Dana Carvey's Saturday Night Live impression of the president made use of this phrase as well.
We thought maybe it's not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Yeah, that's what we said.
Ooh. Neither team getting points here. You've got to remember the 1,000 in the clue. This is 1,000 points of light.
Oh, that's the other one.
1,000 points of light. Couldn't be prudent. Not at this juncture. Yeah, this was the 1,000 points of light. And apparently, like, that phrase may have originally come from, like, William Burroughs, and George H.W. Bush did not want to be associated with William Burroughs, so he just ignored it. All right. Question 4, 13,981 in authors. With 13,981 performances, Phantom of the Opera holds the record for the longest-running Broadway show in history. The musical is based on the 1909 novel by what author? If you aren't sure of this author's first and last name, combine a 90s Disney villain with the English electropop act behind the song Bulletproof, and you'll get close enough for credit. Because I give hints about both, I will need a first and last name.
Well, we got as far as Gaston, because I think it's a French author. So we're just going to say Gaston Pierre, because we don't know the name of the electropop act.
Yeah, we said Gaston as well, and then I knew the band behind Bulletproof was La Rue, so we said Gaston Roux.
One team is getting points. It is Gaston Leroux. And yes, Bulletproof banger. I think somebody mentioned Robin earlier in the talk out, but that song Dancing on My Own and Bulletproof kind of go hand in hand, and I think they came around the same time. The final question, 1 million in pop culture. What name, first and last, is shared by the first person to capture the top prize on the American version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and a film director who is considered a master of his genre, though his only Academy Award came for the 1970 live-action short film The Resurrection of Bronco Billy?
We said John Carpenter.
Yeah, we agree. It was horrifying that he wasted his lifeline calling his dad at the end. We said John Carpenter.
And both teams are correct. It is John Carpenter. And yes, he did call his dad to stunt on him and say he was going to win $1 million. And it is wild that John Carpenter's, the film director's only Oscar was for a student film he made in college that won an Oscar and then never again.
Especially considering all the great soundtracks.
That's true. Yeah, he should have won for soundtracks. After the scores have been tabulated, it looks like Team High Speed Trivial Pursuit losing 30, bringing their total to 153. And Speed 2 Bruise Control picking up 90, bringing their total to, can I get a hell yeah, 316.
Oh, I was going to say it looks like an Austin 316 over there, Neil.
Making you today's cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop.
Great game. What a wonderfully written game, Matt. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks for playing it. Nice job, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. We loved having you here. We'll start with you because you wrote the game and you did such a great job. We know how much hard work goes into it. Anyone you'd like to shout out? Obviously, congratulations to you and the Benchwarmers on 300. That's awesome. But yeah, anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, I didn't say it at the beginning because I completely forgot. But if you are an Amazon Prime customer, I and my partner Gabriella and one of our dear friends Christine formed Team Bayhive on season 1 of Pop Culture Jeopardy. You can check out our episodes. If you want to see us win, we're on episode 10, and if you want to see us lose, we're on episode 32. Ooh. And watch all of them, but I'll be okay with it, and everybody else will be okay with it if you go to those first and then pop back and watch the rest.
Just watch 10 over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, thank you for being here. And yeah, congratulations again to you and the Benchwarmers. Earl, thank you so much for saving the day, coming in at the 11th hour.
Last minute replacement.
Thanks for having
we
me.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sorry I could only bring the littlest bit of knowledge, but
no, it was. I knew you were working hard today, building a set, and came right here after drilling some things or something. So
hammering some things, drilling some things,
digging holes.
Yep. Digging holes.
But yeah, thank you so much, Earl. Appreciate it. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Join us on Patreon if you can. Rate and review the podcast always helps. And for Matt to still, I don't know if he's walking yet, but maybe the hole's for Matt. We'll see. I don't know.
We'll put him in there.
We'll put him in there. But thank you to Earl, to Matt Takimoto, to Matt, our friend who might be in the hole soon, Ken and Jeff. My name is Neal. We'll see you next time on Triviality.
Welcome to the hole.
As a longtime foreign correspondent, I've worked in lots of places, but nowhere as important to the world as China. I'm Jane Perlez, former Beijing bureau chief for the New York Times. On Face Off, the US versus China, we'll explore what's critical to this important global relationship. Trump and Xi Jinping, AI, TikTok, and even Hollywood. New episodes of Face Off are available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Calling all trivia nerds, Brittany here, and I host the Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast with my best friend Meredith. Is your next car ride looking like a snooze fest? We've got the cure. 3 rounds of awesome trivia every week. Harry Potter, Disney, science, sports, you name it. No more silent car troubles. The Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast. Connect, laugh, and learn with your kids, big and small. New episodes every week wherever you get your podcasts. Search for the Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast.